Amber Alerts. We all get them if you have a smartphone or seen them on national TV and even on road signs. But what is an Amber Alert and why do we get them? This all began with the story of Amber Hingerman, a 9-year-old on the afternoon of January 13, 1996. Amber Hingerman and her brother Ricky were riding their bicycles outside of an abandoned grocery store in Arlington, Texas. Ricky grew tired and headed home safely, while Amber decided to keep riding a bit longer. Jim Kibble, a 70-year-old neighborhood, stood in his yard not far from the abandoned grocery store when he witnessed a pickup pull up and an individual get out and grab Amber and drove away. Jim immediately contacted the police department, where Amber was reported as a missing child and a possible abduction case. The Amber Alert system began in 1996 when Dallas-Fort Worth broadcasters teamed with local police departments to develop an early warning system to help find abducted children. AMBER stands for America's Missing Broadcast Emergency Response and was created as a legacy to 9-year-old Amber Hingerman, who was kidnapped while riding in her bicycle in Arlington, Texas, and then brutally murdered. The Amber Alert program is a volunteer partnership between law enforcement agencies, broadcasters, transportation agencies, and the wireless agencies. This alert is used to activate an urgent bulletin in the most serious child abduction cases. The goal of an Amber Alert is to instantly galvanize the entire community to assist in the search for and hopefully have a safe recovery of a child. According to the National Center for Missing and Exploited Children, roughly 800,000 children are reported missing each year in the United States. That's roughly 2,000 students or children per year. Of those are 115 child stranger abduction cases each year, which means the child was taken by an unknown person. Some of the guidelines for issuing an Amber Alert are as follows. The first step is that law enforcement has to confirm the abduction prior to issuing the alert. This is important in determining the level of the abduction and the risk to the child. If the abduction is from a stranger, then the risk would be a high-level abduction and thus costing a fast Amber Alert to be issued. At the same time, each case must be considered on its own. Merits and judgment made quickly. Law enforcement must understand that a best judgment approach based on the evidence is appropriate and necessary. The second step is to determine the risk of the serious bodily injury or death. Plans require a child be at risk for serious bodily harm or death before an alert can be issued. This element is clearly related to the law enforcement's recognition that stranger abductions represent the greater danger to children. The need for timely, accurate information based on strict and clearly understood criteria is critical. Again, keeping in mind that the best judgment approach is the best. The third step is to get sufficient descriptive information for an Amber Alert to be effective in recovering a missing child. The law enforcement agency must have enough information to believe that an immediate broadcast to the public will improve the efforts of the law enforcement to find the child and capture the suspect. This requires as much descriptive information as possible about the abducted child, the suspect that abducted the child, and the suspect's vehicle if seen. The fourth step is to verify the age of the child. Every state has chosen the 17 years old or younger age standard, and they've agreed to honor the request of any other state to issue an Amber Alert, even if the case does not meet the responding state's age criterion, as long as it meets the age criterion of the requesting state. And the final step is to enter the data immediately into the NCIC system, which stands for the National Crime Information Center. Text information describing the circumstances surrounding the abduction of the child should be entered, and the case flagged as a child abduction case. Many plans do not mandate entry of the data into the NCIC, but this omission undermines the entire mission of the Amber Alert initiative. The notation on the entries should be sufficient to explain the circumstances of the disappearance of the child. Entry of the alert data into the NCIC expands the search for an abducted child from the local, state, or regional level to national level. 17 years later, after Amber Alert was first created, as of January 1st, 2013, Amber Alerts will be automatically sent through the Wireless Emergency Alert Code, better known as WEA. This program is used in all 50 states, the District of Columbia, Puerto Rico, and even the U.S. Virgin Islands. Amber Alert has been very effective. The Amber Alert program has been able to help save the lives of over 495 children nationwide. When a child is abducted,